And she's off. Welcome to another training session with Elsa. It's been a while since I last recorded one, and I think it's been 6 months since I last uploaded something to YouTube. So I thought it would be a good idea to continue following our progress, and it's nice just to look back at what you have actually achieved. I feel like often with horses you don't really know, or you feel that in comparison to others you're not really as far along as you might want to be. um, yeah, so here we are. Elsa turned 3 last month, so she's been x-rayed, she's had her teeth done, everything's fine, so in theory she could be backed. However, I feel like she hasn't got quite the strength yet, especially behind, and she's very much a baby in her way, where she chews everything, she loves to play, and she also actually loves to work. Whenever I come to the yard, she literally shouts at me and wants me to pay her attention and do something. It's just sometimes her energy is still very up. So that's kind of the thing that I'm focusing on at the moment. So just trying to channel her energy a little bit, and really get her to listen. If you remember from my previous video, I used to, or I still do sometimes, just let her run around in the beginning. However, I've started to shorten it, so let her get the energy out in the beginning, but then catch her and put her on the lead rope, or on the long reins, for some more focused work. And our routine is very much just stopping, starting, going backwards, and just focusing on that at the moment. Overall, she's definitely a horse with a lot of forward energy, and her energy overall is always up. So she reacts quite a lot, and if she doesn't understand something, you'll get a head toss. Her legs might fly, her front legs, but I think she's made huge progress. If I think back to how we first started, when every time I just asked her to take a step back, it would end up with her rearing and basically waving her front legs in my face. I think, yeah, great progress. So, really happy with it. And I think overall, she might not be best suited to the sort of standard process or way of backing, where you lunge horses, you get them used to tack, and it's very forward, because naturally she's already quite forward. So I'm trying to, like I said, channel her energy and be really focused, and kind of try and keep the energy contained, and therefore do a lot of backward steps, opening the shoulders, opening the front, and just really get her to listen. She is super smart, so once she's understood something, you can be sure that she will remember. Here you can see what I was saying earlier. Sometimes she gets the hump, and then she even lifts the hind leg. So she's quite expressive, and she will tell you exactly. And the key there is just to kind of be persistent. I mean, there obviously I had to pull once because she was going to run me over. But in general, the more you increase your energy and go almost up against her, the more she'll fight back. And it doesn't even mean in a bad way, but I think with her, the focus is always to stay calm, just ignore. Yeah, almost like a toddler, which essentially I suppose she is. And then here we go, back to calm walking. Moment, I still have my stick, just for my extended arm. Obviously, in an ideal world, it'd be more be done on body language, and the lead rope would be longer. Just with her currently, um, she is bold and she's quite headstrong, but then at the same time, she gets a bit insecure, and she likes to kind of creep up on me. So in the future, we'll be definitely working on keeping a bit more of a space. Right now, I'm happy with her having her head down, relaxing while walking, and also knowing that, to stop on my cue or to stop when the stick goes up in front of her head. And here can see some of her insecurity where she's like, oh, I don't know, creeping up, trying to touch, looking for a treat, and then focusing a little bit on the rope. Here she's biting the stick as well. I'm not telling her off and I'm kind of just ignoring it, and just continuing on. And we've all started with the second step, which is turning the hind legs. So in the beginning, when I first tried to guide her with my extended arm, she basically just kept kicking at the stick. So here, going sideways, going backwards a little bit, and she relaxed for literally 2 seconds before then wanting to go forward again. So it's not a big deal. I just asked her to take a step back, and then she relaxed her head again. And I normally don't ask her to stand for too long. And then we move on again, different direction, few step backwards, and yeah, so on. And in between, there's obviously loads of time for scratches in her favorite spots. And then we just continue. So here she did really well. She did step back and then step sideways and then open her shoulder and step back. And then also really nice to see. So I just praised her. She dropped her head, relaxed. But like I said, she has very much the forward installed in her, so she can keep the relaxation very long. And then we just continued with the same few repetitions, always the same, kind of practicing the pattern and getting her to remember. And then going back to trying to turn the hind end. So the cue, the kissing noise for me is the cue to move, just a simple one. And I think she does it really well. So you can see I'm very happy. I know it might not look like a lot and it's not spectacular, but for me, it's great progress, especially for a horse like Elsa, who there you go. What a good girl. Yes, especially for a horse like Elsa, who's normally very up. It's nice that she's listening, her head's low. You can still see she has her own opinion in between, but I think she's realizing what I'm asking, and it's even nicer to see that she actually finds relaxation through the exercises. So she's just not doing them as she's told, but I can see in between she's chewing, she's licking, She's breathing out, and yeah, it's really changing her body posture.